Welcome back, everyone, to Locked In for another recap here at the Deadlock Fight Night number 20 special edition with $2,000 on the line for the winner of this week. We have Hydra Nation up against Larp Lords, who previously won against GBG, a new and upcomer in North America, proving that NA does have some depth when it comes to competitive scene here for Deadlock. But how will this money match shape up? Let's find out. Yeah, that's right. We do in fact see Hydra Nation's Dynamo once again, with the last time being in DFN number 12. The early game completely going the way of Hydra Nation as they continually pick up kills and having taken the first Guardian of the game.
On the cam, missing the Gamba. Gank comes in though from the 7, who's rotating into that side lane. At the same time though, mid lane is just getting crushed by Hydra Nation.
The pain continues while Hydra Nation give up their left lane Guardian only to repush and take some kills on the last Guardian for themselves.
Feigning weakness right now. But the rest of the team coming in right behind. That combo is ill-fated there for Larp Lords. The rest of the squad coming in. Calc trying to get in, trying to catch potentially on this Infernus. Caught on the zipline for a moment. Infernus may have slipped away, but Flick still on the case, still chasing that down. Doesn't want to let him get out for free. Oh, and it wisely predicts the high. Doesn't chase him up the zip. Outplayed there by Flick.
Hydration on full-time earn duty as he goes for the second turn in and gets it, but loses a bit more than he had hoped for. I think the last one missed on the right-hand side. I think the response out of Hydra Nation is don't let him get a flex spot here. Don't let him get that right-hand tower down. And we'll see the engagement come through. We can see the turning come in as well. Gonna get it just before the stun lands. And also gonna get the kill into DMB while all this is happening on the right-hand side. We do see the return fire though out of Larp Lords. Able to get 2 kills yet again, though they did lose the earn. And that leads down to just 9K.
Yeah, Bud's in trouble. I don't think he's getting out of this one. Mo gets the chase down, and that should be the Guardian opening, although hold on, Hydra Nation bringing numbers to this fight despite being low on players. They're still going to try to double this down. They do have that singularity, but the combo comes in too quick. Hydration couldn't get the ulti off. Do they have stuns for the 7 ult though? 7 ult zoning everyone away. Players are super low. Mo just tanking it to heavy melee him, but I don't know if that's a winning proposition against the 7. The rest of the squad coming in right off the spawn, but they're still a ways away, and Larp Lords getting the better of this duel, getting the most out of this heavy mid-game team comp.
Lord and M being picked off early, Hydra Nation forced the fight over at mid-boss.
But this is still gonna be tough to pull off here with Calc ready to go.
Yeah, stuns available. They are gonna Frozen Shelter to delay the pickup. Calc is down. Hold on, this is turning into a fight for Larp Lords. 7 ulti, you'd love to come in, but the big stun comes in from DMB. Now Rokane rips the ulti. And the reju did go to Hydra Nation. It's going to be a rout here. 4 players alive still for Hydra Nation. They're looking strong and healthy.
Hydra Nation feigns a push on the right lane, forcing the teleport out of Lord and M, which leads to a death.
You know, the mid-boss fight didn't go super well, but we got another fight on the way. We'll see how this one turns out.
What a bait, man. They took the urn to the right-hand side, thinking, making Larp Lords think they would go towards the left-hand side for the turn. Instead, they pushed for the walker. They made the rotations called out from the left-hand side. Mo gets caught in behind them through the teleporter, and they turn it into 1 kill. Now 2 kills. A fantastic call by Hydra Nation.
What starts as a catch for Larp Lords turns into a full retreat as they lose 2 players with rejuve available.
Initiation, and they're already starting to fall back. Duke isn't even here, so they're lacking quite a bit of damage. Now the grab onto DMB was cut down instantly. Flick chasing for more, looking for the next target. Mid-boss is up. This is a critical time to find kills. Kelvin Doan, but just for stalling the inevitable here. Hydra Nation running him down, and it's perfect right on the way to mid-boss. Should be an instant drop and a take in the mid. And this is really scary for Larp Lords. I mean, they talked about the game slipping out of their fingers, and it feels like it's done that. Mo is going to go for a very risky steal here. I think it's very unlikely to succeed, but I also think you've got to go gambling at this point.
Yeah, no singularity, so there is a chance. No seismic slam either, so it's very possible it could happen, as we do see Sizlucky take down the walk on the right-hand side, and they're going for this one. The stun goes off early, and he gets the steal. Lord and M takes away the rejuvenator from Hydra Nation.
Even with the stolen rejuve, the Hydras are not afraid to force another engagement over the urn.
For Hydra Nation, it looks like that's gonna be Flick potentially getting caught out here.
DMB in the center of everything, gets a big concussive combustion off. Combo comes down from Mo. Grabbing into 1. Fighting together here in this Kelvin ult. Is it enough though? Hydra Nation are just overwhelming it. The stat check comes through. Rokane dumping damage into these stacked up enemies.
Oh my.
And it seems like the strength for Larp Lords has become the weakness. Hydra Nation just willing to take that brawl, willing to take the knockdown drag out in the Kelvin ult, in absolutely all of the status effects that Larp Lords have to bring to bear.
The confidence out of Hydra Nation is unparalleled as they continue to get catches on the Lords.
For the moment. Can't get out of there though. And it just feels like Larp Lords have no chance to really fight. They know it too. They're trying to get cheeky pickoffs, but every time they try, squad is there. Huge lift up onto Leffa. in the E shift now in the ulti. Grabbed as well by Hydration, who tries to save them in the singularity with 7 ulti over the top. It's absolutely everybody there cooked. Hydra Nation with a disgusting wombo combo. Larp Lords, they danced around it for long enough, but no more. That is guaranteed the first phase patron. Everything in the base going to be going down. Larp Lords may get some kind of a team fight off of this patron, but I'm not even sure about that. I think there's a chance that Hydration could just full int the patron down quick enough.
Yeah, the lead might be a little bit too much to stave off here for Larp Lords, and Hydra Nation now with the patron going down. Will they stay or will they go? 20 seconds till mid boss, and it looks like they will stick around here.
They don't have 20 seconds is enough time. It's going to be Scout. Scout's going to be 1v6ing and setting the quantum entanglement to maximize everyone's DPS, get them that overload and the damage speed. And 5 seconds left on the spawn, but I don't think this patron is living another 5 seconds. There it goes. GG. Hydra Nation going up 1-0 in the $2,000 money match here at Deadlock Fight Night.
Well, this series has definitely been interesting, with a Dynamo for Hydration in match 1, and now a Viper for Naked in match 2. We're taking down the mid tower. Leffa is freed up to rotate into the right lane, looking for more objectives.
Not a party that Larp Lords want to be invited to. Leffa diving the tower, does have Shadow Transformation online. Stun comes in. The Petrify, for now, keeps Infernus at bay. Players are super low. They're kiting the Shadow Transformation. It's made a lot of space. The creeps are starting to power down on the tower. Rocane is going to fall. And the lasso now, Leffa under the tower. Rotation came in, countered him well. Probably best he can do is just damage the tower before he goes down. Hold on, though. Flick coming back in, re-engaging. The rest of Hydra Nation coming to this fight, thinking that they can get this one done. Guardian extremely low, and Holiday 200 HP behind it.
Lord, having a smart idea of hiding in a corner, waiting for a moment to hit a lasso, quickly gets disrupted as Hydra Nation take an 11k lead.
Hiding in the corner, scouted him. Hydration slips in, grabs the combo, instant burst on the Holiday. That's a lot of your team fight control down. Shiv trying to escape to the high ground, but Hydration is on the case. Beautiful movement with the follow. Another pick comes in.
With the pressure on mid, Larp Lords have to respawn, and the answer is having DMB travel into the fight, only to cause a downward spiral of deaths and the loss of the urn.
Of Hydration.
They have the damage, though, to finish him off. You can see Hydration immediately being forced to back away. They're actually going to be running the urn while this is happening instead of committing for that mid lane walker. And eventually, they're able to get the kill on a Hydration. He's going to fall to Naked, actually, but it still doesn't matter. Hydration get 2 kills, get an urn turn in.
Once again, looking for some value, LL send their players down the left lane to get a flex slot unlocked 17 minutes in.
This deep under the Guardian. Yes, you do.
And they get the Guardian, so they get the flex slot. They're continuing to get kills. Leffa is finally going to turn 1 around, taking Scout out of this. But I don't think he can take on the other 3 players. It looks like his Hydration is going to be rotating in to help out through the teleporter. So they're going to have a 2-on-3 now. We can see Bud's going to be heading over as well. And it's actually very possible now that Hydra Nation can turn this around.
Yeah, they just don't have the damage to deal.
The rejuvened up Hydras barrel down on 2 lanes at once, and Larp Lords can't afford to let either go for free.
For Larp Lords at the moment.
My God, the damage coming through out of Hydra Nation is just kind of ridiculous. Leffa down to 200 HP. Ethereal's just going to be used. The owl's going to come through, though, and actually he somehow escaped. No, what?
Right off the back of another free urn turn in for Hydration, a fight breaks out while Larp Lords were looking for a catch.
They are going to go on him, but he's got the warp zone. He's got team fight coming in. Scout tried to get it done with the Abrams, but just, yeah, you can have the ulti, but just way too much damage from Hydra Nation. You're this far out on the map. Seems like potentially the beginning of the end here. Now Infernus charging in, stuns 5. Insane value from the Infernus. The rest of the squad not far behind. And now Hydra Nation look to claim their trophy, claim that $2,000 cash prize. Hold on, Viper damage. Whoa, okay. Put some respect on the Viper. It's not over just yet. Flick does get that cleanup kill. Just 2 players alive for Larp Lords. Look at that damage from Flick, man. He is strong on this Paradox, willing to take the man fight 1-to-1 against the Mirage.
I don't know how he wins out in that 100 health, though. And they actually get the full wipe.
LL managed to keep the first stage patron alive, but Sizlucky couldn't say the same, getting caught out.
Turn into a mid-boss if possible. The thing is, speaking of catches, it's just going to be Flick to do so. And Sizlucky, I don't want to know how many deaths he has this game.
They're trying to get back in through the doors, just barely. Lord of them does do it. First stage patron is dropped. Hydra Nation have a couple players on relatively low HP, but they have such a lead. They may have the confidence to just continue to send this. Buds finds Naked. And now, $2,000 cash prize on the line. Hydra Nation looking to claim it. Infernus is going to go down. Started to look a little bit scary, but hold on. The combo denies any escape with the lasso. Now the stat check begins. Lefa ulted, diving into the front line. Bud's very strong right now on this Lady Geist, willing to take the fight with absolutely anybody. Larp Lords have to retreat back into the fountain, have to try to get healed up, but that's going to create an opportunity here for Hydra Nation to start damaging this weakened patron. They're low enough there, though, so it's starting to get scary. Execution comes in for the Shiv, but is it enough?
Larp Lords try to close the soul lead by grabbing the urn, but are unable to turn it in, and instead, Hydra Nation are going to be cashing in the 2K check into their bank accounts.
And with that kill coming through, they don't even need rejuve. It's spawned back in, but you know what? So has $2,000 in the bank account of Hydra Nation.
Yeah, and with the ulti for Lefa, going to be able to threaten this patron. Hydra Nation wisely, I think, though, focusing the kills first. They don't want to take any risk of being clutched on. Lefa ready to ult if it's necessary. Now, damage comes in on the throne. Naked sliding around on the Viper, doing his best to stall this out, to delay the inevitable, but it is assuredly that now. Hydra Nation, another flawless victory for them in Deadlock Fight Night. They are your Deadlock Fight Night champions.
Well, even though the match was one-sided, we got to see some great adaptations out of Larp Lords, showing that they have massively improved from previous weeks here, almost taking that first match. And not to mention, we got treated with some Dynamo and, of course, some Viper on top of that. But for you guys who are home watching, I am hearing from a little bird here over at Valve that the LAN, the first ever LAN of Deadlock, will be announced once Locked In gets you guys to subscribe. So make sure you do that, and we'll see you next time here for some more recaps.